To say you gotta know somebody, or know somebody to give somewhere these days. To say you know that's alright, yeah that's alright. Cause you know that's alright with me. Yeah, you know that's alright, yeah that's alright. Cause you know that's
alright. When we buy subject to, and any property we buy, we're typically buying properties in trust. The reason we buy it in trust, how many people here invest in properties in Philadelphia? Philadelphia is one of those lien happy cities. They give you liens for trash. If you unbundle it and your neighbor puts it out the curb in front of your house, or you get liens for sewer or water if your tenant doesn't pay their bills. We buy houses in trust. It keeps our name on the public record. So if you actually put my name in the public records and see what houses I own, you're going to find very few houses, because all the houses that we own are owned in trust. If I were to do it in LLC, and I own properties in one LLC, and you put that LLC's name in the public records, you're going to get a laundry list of properties, right? So we still have LLCs, but we buy the property in trust, and those trusts are then owned by our LLC. The trust goes on public records. That's who the owner is. It's a wonderful way to hold title. The issue with it is there's some finding, to try to get a bank loan is a little difficult, but what do we say? We use banks anyway, right? So it segregates these properties. That if I had, Phil's talking about 123 Oak Street, and there's a trash lien on that property, if I sell 556 Main Street, the lien on this property doesn't affect the lien on that property. If you own properties in your personal name, or you own them in an LLC, your liens are going to, to get a lien, it's going to tie in. So there's a lot of benefits to buying in trust. I'm not going to go over the whole trust thing today. That's like a whole seminar just in itself. I do have a, if you're interested in the trust stuff and find out why we buy properties in trust, the anonymity, keep the liens off, and those reasons. I'll give, if anybody's interested in that, I'll just write your name. Is Allison or Zach? Zach? You want to grab this? At the end of the meeting, if somebody's interested in finding out more about the trust stuff, you can we don't have a venue for it yet, but we're probably going to have a class just on trust in itself.
Come see me
at the end
by the door.
Good question. So you're basically setting up an LLC for a separate one for each property you buy.
Yeah, we set up a trust for each property that we buy. Now think about that if we did it as an LLC. If we set up an LLC for each property, we'd have to pay Pennsylvania, we have to pay them $100 for a filing fee. We have to request a name that it's not taken by somebody else. It has to be unique. We have to advertise the LLC in 2 papers of general circulation. These are all the rules to set up an LLC, right? Do you have to take minutes or not take minutes? Some people do, some people don't. There's a lot of administrative costs. Now, what about getting EIN numbers and having another tax return, all this other stuff? With a trust, I don't have to ask for permission. I just set up whatever trust I want to set up. It's a contract between the owner and the trustee. That's all it is. And if I do my paperwork properly, the trust agreement, even though it holds title, is not something I have to file a tax return for. It flows right through to the owner of the property. So it keeps my name on the public record. It doesn't require me to have all the administrative costs of setting up an LLC. And it's just if we buy subject to, we were talking about, could you put a deed in escrow? Yeah, you can put a deed in escrow, but what happens if the person that you bought the house subject to from runs over a busload of kids, runs over a bus stop and 5 kids get killed? Guess what? They're going to get a lien against them, because their name is still on the property, and all those liens attached to the property that you bought subject to. So we always put the property in trust, because a trust can't run over somebody. You understand that?
But you're saying trust as opposed to
a
deed in one on what?
Well, he's talking about if you're buying a property and trying to prevent the due on sale clause from being, because, I don't know, some people are afraid that the banks are down there looking at the recorder deeds, waiting for properties to get transferred. It doesn't happen. But in the event that you leave the property, you leave a deed in escrow, and that seller then does something where they get a lien against themselves. Maybe they sell the house a second time. There's all sorts of crazy things. If you deed it into a trust, it protects you and it protects the seller. So that's, if you're interested in the trust thing, just fill out the form at the end. can talk more about that. So I'll bring Phil back up here. We have, does everybody put their business card in? If you didn't put your business card in, we have some door prizes we can give away. You have the fishbowl thing?